I think I'm live now. If you can see me and if you can hear me, please message in the chat. Today we'll be looking at what is the strategy that a student should use to do well in VARC section. I'll personally tell you the strategy that I use when I actually start attempting the VARC section. So guys who have just tuned in, please do like the stream and please do subscribe to our channel. We're going to start the session in just a couple of minutes. If you have any doubts, you can please ask below the stream. Jitesh is saying hi sir. Hi Jitesh, how are you? Hi Sagar, good evening to you also. Geetendra Kumar is saying very good evening sir, eagerly waiting to learn VRJ from you. Yeah, I'll be discussing VRC strategy in detail today, and if you have any doubts with respect to either VRC or with respect to anything else also, you can definitely ask us in the chat. Good evening Shruti, good evening Divya. Guys, please do like the stream, please do subscribe to the channel. How is your preparation coming along? Have you started taking mocks? Mocks is one thing that people should definitely start taking right now. Many people make that mistake of not taking mocks till the very end, which I think will be catastrophic for your preparation. So coming to the topic for today, VARC section and how should people actually approach it. One of the things that you should remember is that in VARC parts, one is the reading comprehension and one is the verbal ability section. Last year there were around 24 questions. I expect the number to be around that even this time. Out of those 24 questions, there were 16 questions in reading comprehension. So there will be one reading comprehension which will have 4 questions, and there will be 4 such reading comprehensions. Every reading comprehension question in CAT will not be direct. So you will not find any question which is based on any specific information that is given. Many times it won't be asked that okay, the author said certain things about, or those kind of if say there is a reading comprehension passage about an author's travel journey in a certain part of the country where he is describing everything that he has seen. Now the question will not be about where the author went. It won't be factual. Most of the questions will be inference based. So some of the things that they might ask you is the author has gone here and he has seen a few places, he has met a few people. Then based on it, what are the kind of people that the author will like? So, or what can you say about the author? There will be 4 sentences that are given and you will be asked to identify which of the 4 sentences the author is more likely to agree with. So these are questions which are inference based. By that you should understand the author as the author's perspective and then infer what he is going to agree with and what he is not going to agree with. So this is the skill that is checked mostly in a reading comprehension question. Now, it is not a very difficult skill to actually get good at. All that it takes is having sufficient practice with respect to reading different sorts of diverse variety of passages and answering a lot of reading comprehension questions. Now, in verbal ability, you will have 3 different types of questions that are asked. One is para-jumbles, where you are given 4 sentences and you are asked to jumble them up in the right order. So the question, the passage, the lines that are given are jumbled up, but if you order them in the right way, you will get a coherent passage. So the onus is on you. You'll have to enter that it will be say the 3rd sentence first, followed by the 2nd sentence, then the 1st sentence and the 4th sentence. So most of the cases, the para-jumbles will be a type in the answer question. There won't be a multiple choice question. You have to actually get the entire order right on your own. The next one is para-summary, where you are given a long paragraph, not a very long paragraph, 3-4 lines, and you have to find out the right para-summary. You are given 4 options and you have to figure out which of these options is the correct para-summary. Finally, you will be given a slight variant of the para-jumble where you are given 5 lines. If you order 4 of them, you are going to get a coherent paragraph, and 1 line is not related to this paragraph. You have to identify which is the non-related line, which is basically the odd one out. So these are the kind of questions that are asked. With respect to the strategy for VARC, the most important topic is reading comprehension. So the onus of your preparation should be mostly on getting better at reading comprehension. When you read a paragraph, you should identify why phrased each of the line in a particular way. Most of the passages that you are going to get are written by very good authors. They don't use unnecessary or redundant words. Every word is very carefully phrased. So you should understand why a particular word is used, why a particular line is phrased in a particular manner. So that you will keep getting better as you keep reading different types of materials. Once you get better at reading comprehension, you will also understand how good paragraphs are actually designed. So you also keep getting better at the verbal ability that I just discussed if you improve in reading comprehension. So the onus of your preparation by and large should be about how to get better at reading comprehension. Guys, please do like the stream. I think I'm connected now. Let me know if you are okay. Divakar Thakre is saying, I understand the passage. I understand the passage, but I get confused while selecting the right answer. This is a very common thing that happens to many people. Let me just see if my Wi-Fi is correct and then I'll answer the question. Okay, let me know if things get messy, then I'll try to repeat whatever. So many people get confused about the right answer. In general, what happens is that in reading comprehension, in the inference-based questions that I actually mentioned, you can normally rule out a couple of them. But two answers or two options will be very. So the onus is on identifying the way I answer it is what is the difference between both the options is what I actually look at. Once I look at the difference between the options, I understand, for example, a very common trick that even we use when we are designing reading comprehension questions is to make slight changes to what the author has mentioned. For example, if the author has mentioned that like in the earlier question, he has traveled to a separate place and he has eaten a lot of food. And he said that and most of the food that I ate is very spicy. Then he carries on and he is going to explain something else. Now one of the option will say that all the food that the author ate is spicy, and another option will say is wrong, because the first option is saying that all the food that he has eaten is spicy, but the author has actually said that most of the food he has eaten is spicy. So those key and small differences are very important. Now when you look at both the options, you will figure out that okay, one of them is mentioning all the food and the other one is saying nearly all the food. Then you will figure out that okay, the first option is wrong and the second one is correct. That is how I identify, once I have narrowed down the options, that okay, only one of these two options is correct, then I try to the first option different from the second option. Once I'm able to identify it, then I can actually go ahead and find out the right answer. This helps me many times. We have recently started a 100-day batch. So I hope that how to start their preparation for CAT 2022 definitely should check out the batch. The link to enroll to the batch is given in the description of this video. So you should definitely check it out. I'll just come in 1 minute. I'll try to fix my internet and come. Okay, I'm back. I'll restart my Wi-Fi in a couple of minutes. Geetendra Kumar is saying, sir, I'm a student of Krakow batch 13. Saili madam explaining mocks in a very good manner, but you also please do one VRC mock. We would like to learn your approach also. So if you have taken our mocks, you would realize that I attempt all the VARC sections. So Krakow dash cats are prepared by Saili. I don't look at the questions before I take the mock. So you get an understanding of how I actually attempt the mocks. She does the explanation of the questions because she has a way of thinking which will help you in improving better. Joydeep Ghosh is saying, it becomes difficult for me to retain all the information and answer the questions. What should I do? No, who is asking you to retain all the information? I don't retain all the information. Nobody really retains all the information. You should just understand the drift of the author when you read the passage, go through it 2 times, and once you look at the question, you again go back and identify the paragraph from which the question is being asked. Then again go through that paragraph or at least the important 2-3 lines and then attempt the answer. That is what I do, and I think that is what people should do. Because if you don't go back and read the paragraph when you are answering the questions, you will not be able to answer the question accurately. Nasi Pune is saying, how to select the right passage. It always happens to me that in the middle of the passage, it feels like I should not have picked this. Normally, if it is from a topic I'm interested in. So there are very clear topics that interest me. For example, any topic in politics or current affairs or happenings in the world right now is something that I know that I can concentrate. Because I have some preconceived notions on that topic, on that whatever issue that the author is actually suggesting, whether I agree with it or I disagree with it, I have some idea. So similarly, if it is about a certain aspect of science and technology, like say if it is about astronomy, then again there is a good chance I will be able to concentrate better because it is a topic that interests me. Now there are certain topics that don't interest me. Even in science and technology, if there is something about say biology, about say DNA, RNA, there will be those kind of questions. I know that those are topics I'm not super interested in, so I don't pick those kind of paragraphs. At the end of the day, you have to pick a topic which you are interested in, and you should try to increase your area of interest. You will increase your area of interest by reading the editorials, op-eds, current affairs on a regular basis. Your areas of interest will increase. That will help you in CAT. Deepthi Soni is saying, sir, I am beginning my self-preparation from August. Please guide me. That is it possible to crack CAT? That is 4 months enough to do it? 4 months is sufficient time for you to improve yourself significantly. That much I can tell you. Now, what I would really recommend you to do is, if you have just started preparation, don't try to go for self-study. That I think is a mistake that many people make. At least the first time that you are attempting CAT, you will definitely need source which will help you in efficiently using your time. If you have 4 months left, every day you should not be confused about what you should read on that particular day. So try to pick some course. For example, the Krakow 100-day batch that we launched yesterday. Every single day we are going to tell you what video you have to watch every day. We'll tell you what questions you have to solve every single day. And we expect you to just finish that assignment. Now once you do that, you will cover the entire syllabus. Now if not Krakow, try to pick some other course, but definitely pick a course and try to ensure that you stick to that schedule. That will help you in Deepthi Soni is saying what to read to improve comprehending skills and master RC. Like I just mentioned, the first thing you should do is go through the usual suspects. The usual suspects are the Guardian. So you should definitely go through the op-ed articles of Guardian on a regular basis. It is very easy and most of them are very interesting also. So you should definitely go through the Guardian, which is a completely free resource. Indian Express, free resource. The Hindu, again a free resource. These are three websites you should check on a regular basis. And in addition to it, if you have time and interest, you can also read websites like, say, the New York Times. The point is, if you are reading a lot of op-eds, if you are reading a lot of these editorials, then you will understand how good authors phrase their paragraphs. Of the paragraph, how do they introduce a topic, and if they are trying to bring some contrast in whatever is happening or what they are thinking, how are they actually going to phrase it? So you will get exposed to good authors. That will help you in improving your comprehending skills. Priyanka is saying, sir, what would be the best material to practice odd man odd para summaries? In general, any particular topic, we have a very good question bank. It is called the Krakow Study Room. It is very, very popular amongst students. You can ask anybody about how they find the Krakow Study Room, which is the question bank that we have. So if you are a premium student of Krakow, definitely start using the Krakow Study Room. Mahesh Joshi is saying, sir, there are 3 sections we can't skip and have 40 minutes. So sections have mixed questions or the first section is completely verbal. I don't know whether they mentioned the order. They mentioned that you can't switch between sections, but normally the first section is always verbal, the second section is LRDA and the third section is quant, and I see no reason as to why they'll change the order this time. And in the first section you will get all questions from only verbal, second section will be LRDA, third section will be quant. Rajdeep Ghadje is saying, sir, when I solve VARC without time limit, I have 70-80% accuracy, but when I attempt the section, I get lost thinking I'm running short of time and screw questions I would have gotten right otherwise. This happens to people often. How do you get better at holding your nerves? You get better by only practicing more. So don't worry too much. Just ensure that you're taking one sectional every week and focus on improving your accuracy even without the time limit. But just keep taking one sectional every week. Don't pay a lot of attention if one section doesn't go right. One sectional you might do well, one sectional you might not do well. But believe in the process. The process is taking a sectional every single week. Dasaraj is saying, sir, is there any chance CAT will go to the old format of 100 questions, or will it remain the same as the last 2 years as the pandemic has significantly reduced? I think in the notification they mentioned the time limit. They mentioned that it will be a 2-hour paper with 40 minutes per section. So if you are having a 2-hour paper, there is no chance of it being a 100-question paper. Most likely the number of questions will remain unaltered as compared to the last year. Joydeep Ghosh, please send a mail to support@krakow.in. We will reset the test that you are looking for. Normally, by default, people can attempt the test only once. But if you are looking for any help, you can send a mail to support@krakow.in. Ayush Chaturvedi is saying, if there is gap year and I am not working, will it diminish my chances of selection in the top colleges? Normally, I advise against a gap year. Gap year is something that I don't particularly recommend. You should work, you should keep yourself busy, because it also clears your mind. You feel more refreshed if you're preparing for CAT after you coming back from work. Adults, because CAT is not like JEE. You don't need to put in your entire day in it. You need to prepare for, like, say 2-3 hours every day for 6 months or so to do well in CAT. You don't need to be a genius or you don't need to work like crazy. So there is no reason for you to take a gap year to prepare for CAT. Having said that, if you have a gap year and if you are not able to find a job, there is nothing much that you can do right now. Focus on doing well in CAT. That is still in your hands. Put in all the effort that you can. We'll end the stream. Aman Agarwal is saying, sir, we cannot switch between the sections. Yes, you cannot switch between the sections. Please do like the stream, guys. 55 likes as soon as possible. And we'll answer one last question before we end the stream today. Mahesh Joshi is saying, is it possible if we take more than 40 minutes in a section, or after 40 minutes it will change automatically? The section will get submitted automatically, so you can't take more than 40 minutes. Deepthi Soni is saying, sir, one more thing I had to ask, is it advisable to do internships this time while doing preparation for CAT? Yeah, I think I would recommend you to definitely do something productive, whether it is a job or an internship. Either one of the two, I would recommend you to do. Don't sit at home when you're preparing for CAT, for many reasons. It is not just about how the interviewer is going to perceive you and all, but you would want to have more experience. You would want to look at the outside world. You would want to have some corporate experience, so that when you do an MBA, you understand the courses better. That is another reason I would recommend you to definitely get out of your house and try to do some job or some internship or something. On the day of the examination, you should again not have a lot of stress. You should not feel that, okay, already एक साल मैंने घर पे बिता दिया, अगर ये एग्जाम भी ठीक से नहीं होगा तो मेरा एक और साल गैप पे जाएगा, तो वो माइंडसेट भी अच्छा नहीं है. I would recommend you to definitely do a job or some internship when you're preparing for CAT. Okay guys, thanks for tuning in.